Are residents of Tokyo living in the future, or the rest of the world just stayed in the past? Japan is a relatively small country. Isn't Tokyo supposed to be like a village or something? The most successful metropolis in the history of the world has 39 million residents, 50% more people than any other urban area. It is the safest big city on the planet. Its economy is larger than all but 8 entire countries. This is Tokyo, Earth's model megacity. As a technology superpower, Tokyo is home to the most non-state-owned Fortune 500 companies of any city in the world, and along with New York and London, is considered one of 3 command centers of the global economy. All of these factors make Tokyo the most advanced major city, and it's getting ready to put on a show for the entire world. How did Tokyo become the capital in the first place? The story begins 561 years ago, when a samurai warrior built a castle on the shore of a fishing village called Edo. In 1600, the great commander Tokugawa Ieyasu won the Battle of Sekigahara, a pivotal moment in history that secured Edo's status as the most important place in Japan. Unfortunately, the buildings of the expanding city were made of wood and paper, a dangerous combination to confront the warm winds of summer. Legend has it that on one particularly dry afternoon in 1657, a priest made the deadly mistake of burning an unlucky kimono. The fire flared up, ignited his temple, and engulfed 70% of the city. 100,000 people lost their lives. Despite the disaster, by the middle of the 19th century, Edo's population was in the millions. That's when the military shogunate system that had ruled for almost 700 years ended. A new government led by a young emperor finally made Edo the official capital of Japan, renamed it Tokyo, and made the castle his imperial palace. But it's just a city, right? What is so special about it? The population of Tokyo measures 37 million people, meaning it's the biggest megacity in the world. But despite the high population and never-ending movement, it has often been known as one of the safest and convenient cities in terms of infrastructure. City planners have not only found a way to make sure that the 3.9 billion yield users depend on the subway system to get where they need to go, but they and others have alternative means of traveling through Tokyo on any given day. Being a metropolis doesn't mean it's convenient for the citizens. How does Tokyo deal with public transportation? Of course, the advanced city has an advanced transportation system. Beneath the streets of Tokyo is a system that defies convention. It's the world's busiest subway, equivalent to half the world's population, but all in an understated and efficient way. Japan's capital has mastered the art of mass transit, moving more people with fewer lines, fewer stations, and in a smaller area than any other major city. In our opinion, it's the world's best subway. This is a blueprint of Shinjuku Station, the busiest public transportation hub in the world. This structure stretches 1 kilometer through the Shinjuku district and facilitates 3.6 million daily visitors. Architects utilize it to go to different parts of Tokyo on its 5 main levels. You'll find one of 3 major means of traveling. Here is the metro station. Right at the entrance you can buy anything you want, even self-heating food. While waiting for the train, there are vending machines nearby where you can get a warm coffee. Right from the station, you can transfer to a high-speed train that will take you to the nearby city at a speed of 400 kilometers per h. All within minutes, those using trains have their pick of 5 different railway companies that arrive and depart simultaneously. Tokyo's subway system seems to look very innovative. What is their secret? In 1927, Tokyo opened its first subway line. Since then, the network has grown to 13 lines across 2 interconnected systems that largely work as one. Tokyo Metro has 195 kilometers of track across 9 lines, with 180 stations. The city has built a system that's extensive, reliable, and easy to use, and it's become so highly regarded among Tokyo's citizens that ridership has continued to rise year on year. Despite the city's population declining since 2019, Tokyo's model is one to look to, making public transportation networks something people want to use, not just tolerate, will become key to keeping our cities and their economies moving. Each station is unique. Every metro station has their own special little jingle. Well, jingles, because most of the time there's 2 or more. The melodies chosen are either composed specifically for that station or tunes chosen with a meaning behind it. For example, here's the jingle for Akihabara, known as the place of origination for the famous idol group AKB48. Not far from Shibuya Station, Hachiko was often found waiting for Ueno, his owner, just outside the ticket gates to greet him. The two would continue their routine until Ueno died suddenly at work while delivering a lecture. Hachiko was then taken in by Ueno's former gardener and continued to go to Shibuya Station for another 9 years, 9 months, and 15 days until he too died in 1935 of natural causes at the age of 11. Is one of the neighborhoods in Tokyo located between Reno and Tokyo Station. This station is very unique because you see tons of shops for anime gaming and any other Japanese subcultures. Shinjuku Station leads us to Kabukicho. Kabukicho is the location of many host and hostess clubs, love hotels, shops, restaurants, and nightclubs, and is often called the Sleepless Town. It is a kind of red light district in the center of Tokyo City. Not only Tokyo's subway system seems to be progressive, the city's officials think about the future ecological well-being of the citizens as well. Are you ready to hear about renovations of infrastructure? Of course, well-planned and maintained infrastructure is the main reason why Tokyo works so well. Recent and soon-to-be-completed projects include a bold $350 million plan to jumpstart a hydrogen-powered transportation system by increasing the number of hydrogen stations from 8 to 35, while putting 6,000 fuel cell cars and 100 fuel cell buses on the road by 2020. A network of fuel cell vehicles, which can double as mobile electricity generators, could be a game-changer in an emergency. Just 2 of these buses can power an entire hospital for a day. Other transportation upgrades include the 3-ring expressway that's cut many trips throughout the region in half, repairing and reinforcing bridges, tunnels, and roads using advanced laser scanning technology and carbon fiber with the aim of detecting problematic infrastructure before it fails, while extending its life up to 100 years. Installing more solar heat-blocking pavement that's up to 8 degrees C cooler than asphalt to help solve Tokyo's heat island problem. A challenge faced by many other cities around the world, transferring as many power lines underground as possible, widening sidewalks, doubling the amount of dedicated bike lanes, and opening outdoor cafes in an initiative dubbed the Tokyo Champs Project. But what about the pedestrians? Is the biggest metropolis walkable for ordinary people? There are alternative means of traveling through Tokyo on any given day. If you're walking, for example, each Tokyo district has what you need right around the corner. If not for a grocery store, there's tons of vending machines waiting for you. Even those in bikes, which make up 14% of full transportation in the city, have found a way to deal with the admittedly imperfect biking infrastructure. But while walking is convenient and an entirely viable option, 57% of travel in Tokyo is done through public transit. I am pretty sure the Japanese people will level up at the Olympic Games, and I'm not talking about the athletes. They will literally bring robots. In the summer of 2020, it will host the Olympic Games. This is motivating Tokyo's metropolitan government to use its massive annual budget, which is larger than the country of Saudi Arabia, to fast-track its progress. Among the achievements that are already complete, or that officials are hoping to showcase to the world, include a program to have functioning robots installed throughout the city to assist people regardless of age, nationality, or disability. The 920,000 expected daily visitors during the Olympics could ask nearby robots to help with language translation, directions, or transportation. Robots are just one example of how hosting the games could benefit Tokyo's citizens long after the closing ceremony. All of Tokyo is really well designed and connected in an efficient way, and while it can look chaotic sometimes from an outside perspective, like when you watch videos of the crosswalks, it's really the exact opposite. Everything is well thought out down to the smallest of details, and everything seems so coordinated.